In this video, we'll go through how to create a new wall type. Right now, I'm using generic walls in my model. I'd like to use a more custom type. To create those, I'll type WA to activate the wall tool. With the wall tool activated, I'll use my type selector to find something that's kind of close to what I'm looking for. This wood siding on wood stud will do. I'll say Edit Type. I'll expand the preview pane so I can see layers of my walls as I make adjustments. Before making any adjustments, duplicate and rename to your new custom type. Now that I've created my new type with my custom name, I can go to the structure line and say Edit. I see a list of layers that are currently in my wall type. I select a layer and use the up or down function to move it. I can also insert and delete layers as needed. I'll insert one here. The first thing I want to check with all of my wall layers is the function. The next column over is for material. There's only one I need to specify here. To do that, I'll press the three dots and it brings up the material browser. I can search for a material. Finally, before closing the dialog box, I need to set a thickness for all of my layers. Notice as I've made adjustments to this wall layer, Revit has also been doing some math for me. I can see the total thickness and some other information. In the preview panel, those layers are adjusted here. The one thing to really take note of is what's inside this core boundary. When I'm happy with my changes, I'll hit OK. I have a few more types to create. From here, I can duplicate and rename. I'll go to the Edit tab under Structure and ensure that all of my layers are how I want them to be for my second wall type. I'll continue that process until I have 4 custom wall types. I'll click on each one and ensure that my function is set to how I'd like it to be. Exterior walls being exterior, interior walls being interior. This will help us later when we define our graphics. When I'm happy with my wall types, I'll hit OK. Now that I've created my custom wall types I'd like to apply them, I'll right-click on an existing wall and I'll say Select All Instances in Entire Project. From here, I can use the type selector to make a global change. The exception is the garage. I'll hover on one of those garage walls and hit Tab to select the whole chain. Then I can make a global change to my garage. The most critical thing to do after changing wall types is double check any dimensions that you've placed. We've got a few on the second floor plan. I'll open that up and zoom in here to make sure that my dimension strings are still going to my core. If I were to extend a witness line, you'll see I'm going right to that core boundary that we defined in our custom wall type. In this one, I didn't quite get it right. I'll click on the dimension and I can click the grip closest to the number and hover until I get right to that core boundary. Now my dimension strings are going to the right location. In this video, we created a new wall type. We changed out our generic walls for our custom wall type, and we went through the critical step of making sure that our wall core was still in the correct location. I hope this helps.